إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. All praise due to Allah. We seek His help and we seek refuge in Him from the evils of ourselves and the consequences of our bad deeds. Whomever Allah guides, no one can let him astray. And whoever Allah not guide, no one can lead him to the straight path. And I be witness that Allah alone was worship. And Muhammad is His servant and messenger. May Allah be pleased on him, his companions, his family, and those who follow them to the day of judgment. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. O you who believe, fear Allah as He should be feared and die not except as Muslims. And in the first ayah of Surah An-Nisa, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, O mankind, be needful to your Lord, who created you from a single person, and from him created his mate, his wife. From them created their offspring. And be needful to your Lord, from whom you demand your mutual rights. And don't cut the relations of the woman. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala watch over you. My dear respected brothers and sisters, inshallah today we will talk briefly about two things. The first thing is, which is the most important thing to us, how we make da'wah. What is the importance of us as Muslims here? And the second part, we will talk briefly about how the importance of time to us. يا أيها المسلمون اتقوا الله الذي خلق الليل وجعل الليل سكنا وجعل النهار مبصرا. O Muslims, fear Allah. He created the night and made the night as a tranquility for you. And He created the day, which is perceivable. إن الله ذو فضل على الناس. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has so many bounties bestowed all the humans that you cannot count it. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from His mercy sent to us His last prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, mubashiran wa nadira, giving glad tidings and also give warnings to those who reject the message. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered him, said to him, Qum fa'andir, stand up and deliver the warning. And Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he strives very hard to convey this message. And he conveyed until he died. after Rasulullah, the message of Islam is continuing. How? Who is going to do this job? Of course, the Muslims. After Rasulullah and after the companions, who is going to carry this message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to the other humankind? Who is going to remind the other people who reject or who don't know this message? We Muslims. That is our job. So we have to have any Muslim has to have a character that he will carry this message. And the characters are so many. One of the jobs of the prophets is to remind the human being about how to worship their Lord, how to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And for us to carry this message is not only by preaching. The most important thing is by giving the good example. That is why so many nations, when discovered this religion, how did they discover it? They discovered this religion by the contact or by communication between them and the Muslims. Even some of them, they don't know the language. But by giving the good example of the character of the Muslim, there's so many people, they embraced Islam. That is the da'wah. So da'wah is not only by preaching. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Surah Al-Ghashiyah, فَذَكِّرْ إِنَّمَا أَنْتَ مُذَكِّرْ لَسْتَ عَلَيْهِمْ بِمُصَيْطِرٍ. Therefore, you give remind, for you are one who reminds. You are not one to manage men's affair. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, "Ud'u ila sabil rabbik bil hikmati wal maw'izati al hasana wajadilhum billati hiya ahsan." Invite all to the way of your Lord by wisdom and by beautiful preaching, and argue with them in a way that are best and most gracious. My dear respected brothers and sisters, إن هذا الدين سوف يعلو. هذا وعد من الله سبحانه وتعالى. إن هذا الدين سوف يظهره الله سبحانه وتعالى على جميع الأديان. أبى أعداء هذا الدين أم رد؟ تقاعس المسلمون أم عملوا لهذا الدين؟ That's wa'd from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. My dearest brothers and sisters, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He revealed this deen, He promised this He will make this deen prevail on all adyan, because it has the character of continuation. It had the character to convince other people. Just immediately when they read the Quran, they cannot resist the challenge of the Quran to their minds. هو الذي أرسل رسوله بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله ولو كره المشركون. This is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said. The meaning, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is the one who revealed His religion to make it prevail on all other religions. Even if the pagans disagree or hate. That's what from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is the one who revealed the other religions. But He sealed this last religion, He sealed by His true word, with the Quran, which will never be changed until the day of judgment. لا يأتيه الباطل من بين يديه ولا من خلفه. It will not be corrupted. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala promised to protect His word. The previous religions, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala left the protection for their people. But this religion, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala promised that He will protect it. So whatever, if we are back, if we are not going to do the job of the Prophet by being good Muslims, by being the right characters of a Muslim, by giving the right example of a Muslim, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bring other people. He will substitute the Muslims. So even if the Muslims are not, or the generation, I mean this generation, or the previous generation, or the next generation, if they are not doing the job of giving to the people the right example of Islam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala promised, وَإِن تَتَوَلَّوْا استبدل قوما غيركم ثم لا يكونوا أمثالكم. If you turn back from path, He will substitute in your state another people. Then they will not be like you. Because Deen al-Islam, the Islamic religion is Deen al-Fitra, the instinct. It's very simple. The oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is a mind of human being cannot agree with those who confused his mind and say there is more than one God. Deen al-Fitra. When someone, not a Muslim, until that the day he become a Muslim, all his sins will be erased, and his paper will be white, no anything blank. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive all his sins. He doesn't, or she doesn't need a mediation between him and between Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, His Lord. Only what he wants to be. If he wants to talk Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to want to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he doesn't need to ask somebody else directly. And not only that, the doors of His Lord, the doors of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is open 24 hours, all the time. In addition to all this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to us, He will descend before the dawn, that He will descend and ask every day, who for asking forgiveness, I forgive him. وَإِن تَعُدُّوا نَعْمَةَ اللَّهِ لَا تُحْصُوهَا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bestowed us with so many bounties. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala praised those who believe in Him, and always you find وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ إِنَّ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ. That means there is work you have to do, as-salihat. You have to do good deeds. And good deeds, you have to benefit the people around you, whether they are Muslims or not Muslims. Interaction. You have to protect your neighbor. You have to take care of needy. You have to respect the elderly. You have to give mercy to the children or to those who are young. All these are characters of the Muslim. إن إسلامه يسر. So, my dear brothers and sisters, if you want the benefits of this life, the dunya and the akhirah, become a da'i. And to become a da'i, you have first, you have to repair what's in your inside. Your inside and outside should be the same. That's the way. That's the way you give the good character of a Muslim. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala prohibits you from doing something, you cannot do it, and you go and ask other people to become Muslims. And they know, by the way. A lot of them, they know. That is why they criticize Muslims. When they see a Muslim does something contradict with Islam, they are very surprised sometimes. And believe me, my dear brothers and sisters, with all these trials, with all these fitans, wallahi, a lot of non-Muslims, they respect their Muslims. Because they know that we have values. And they know that they have troubles in the society, just like we have troubles, we have problems. And that is one of the jobs of religion, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent it to people to solve their problems, besides calling people to oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, like other religions. So Islam is a comprehensive message to benefit societies, to solve the problems, either sometimes financial problems or ethical problems. And as we know, there are a lot of societies, they have troubles, they're looking for solutions. And the social problems, it is in the Islam. أقول قولي هذا واستغفروه. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وآله وصحبه أجمعين. قبل أن أتكلم عن الوقت، كيف نستفيد من وقتنا هذا، لدي رسالة قصيرة لأختي المسلمة وبنتي المسلمة. إن الله سبحانه وتعالى قد ميزكن بالحجاب، والله هذه نعمة قد لا يعلمها الإنسان إلا عندما يكون في مجتمع غير مسلم. This message is for my sister and my daughter who are Muslims, and they obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by wearing the hijab. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave you a certain privilege, a certain sign of a good character, which brings to you respect even among those who are not Muslims. That is the hijab. Continue, hold in this hijab, because that is amr min Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is an order from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam to say to his wives, his daughters, to cover, which is called hijab. And I have never saw a sign in Islam which really irritates those who hate Islam other than the hijab of Muslim women. And that is, by the way, it is a da'wah. It is a da'wah. You don't need to say anything. So that's ni'mah for our sisters. We have to show that we are Muslims. But a Muslim woman doesn't need. That is a da'wah. And the da'wah starts when somebody asks why. And that is what irritates, let them to ask. So I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect you. Obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, my sisters and sisters and daughters. Obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and inshallah nothing will harm you. وَمَن يَتَّقِ اللَّهَ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا. Whoever obeys Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make a safe path for him. And my dear brothers and sisters, there is in our life, we know that there is season of summer, winter, and spring, and so. This time of winter, as Muslims, we have to take advantage. As the previous khatib said, we have to take advantage of waqt al-shita. The time of winter, which the day is very short. You can fast. You will never feel. And also, the night is long. You can take advantage of that. Making extra prayer. Making dhikr. Reading Quran. And my dear brothers and sisters, time in our life is very important. Whoever now is 20, how many of your fellows died in your age? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala left you. Those who are in 30s, how many? They died. Still you are alive. Those who are 40s, the peak of youth, if they look down to the 30s, you passed the youth. You are entering the time of Shaykhuka. Those who are 50s and 60s, I'm not going to talk about them. Those who are 60s, really they are in the time of all, we call it is overtime. Because that is the time most of the Muslims. So take advantage of the time, my dear brothers and sisters. Don't waste the time. And as the poet said, إِنَّا لِنَفْرَحَ بِالْأَيَّامِ نَقْطَعُهَا إِنَّا لِنَفْرَحَ بِالْأَيَّامِ نَقْطَعُهَا وَكُلُّ يَوْمٍ يَمْضِي نَدْنُو إِلَى الْأَجَلِ فَاعْمَلْ لِنَفْسِكَ قَبْلَ الْمَوْتِ مُجْتَهِدًا فَالرِّبْحُ وَالْخُسْرَانُ فِي الْعَمَلِ. Take the time, use the time, because you are crossing the time. But every day you pass it, you come close to the end of your life. Strive to save yourself. Make ijtihad to save yourself. Because in that amal, you either get profit or lose. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to all of us to be from those who got the Prophet. Let's ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. اللهم اهدنا فيمن هديت وتولنا فيمن توليت وعافنا فيمن عافيت وقنا واصرف عنا شر ما قضيت. اللهم يا حي يا قيوم نسألك لا تجعل لنا في جمعنا هذا ذنبا إلا غفرته ولا هما إلا فرجته ولا مبتلا إلا عافيته. اللهم اعف عنا وعن المسلمين. اللهم يا حي يا قيوم برحمتك نستغيث أصلح لنا شأننا كله ولا تكلنا إلى أنفسنا طرفة عين. اللهم يا حي يا قيوم نسألك أجد دعانا. اللهم ألطف بتلك الأسرة المسلمة. اللهم ألطف بها. اللهم ألطف بها. اللهم نجهم يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم اجعل لهم مخرجا. اللهم واشف مرضاهم واعف عن مبتلاهم يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم إنا نسألك أن تحبب الإيمان إلى أبنائنا وبناتنا. اللهم يا حياكم أن نسألك أن تجعلهم من حملة الإسلام يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم يا حي يا قيوم وارحم موتانا وموتى المسلمين. اللهم وألف بين قلوب المسلمين. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين.